Maybe you've done pull-aparts with a big band before, but now you're gonna try with a mini band wrapped around your wrist. Really focus on creating as much distance as you can between the hands. You'll notice how I'm mixing up the grips too, from underhand, more of a mobility focus, to hammer, the easiest option, to overhand, more of a stability focus. Mix between them, either 20 seconds each to fill the full minute, or every couple reps or so, or on field, just freestyle, have fun, heat up that whole rotator cuff, and get those shoulders popping. Now you move from bent over to standing with an upright trunk. Now the bent over option is harder, right? You're working against gravity directly as you pull your hands apart. You're also challenging your hip mobility and posterior chain stability to hold that position in that kind of bent over shape. So it's easier standing with that upright trunk, but you're also bringing in that pre-fatigue, so it's gonna feel harder than normal. Again, mixing up the grips, 3 options shown, either 20 seconds each or on feel, but now just really working on creating that separation and cracking it up between those shoulder blades. Now that we've warmed the muscles, greased the groove, and lubricated those shoulder joints, we're going overhead, the most challenging option, especially with a underhand grip. In fact, you might not be able to get your hands all the way underhand. Just do the best you can. It takes a lot of external rotation. This will unlock the ability to press heavy weights, which will build those big mushroom cap boulder shoulders. But again, it starts with these kind of micro mind muscle connection drills, focusing on form and technique. Do the best you can, mix those grips as best you can, and pump it up. Mini band bent over rows are an incredible way to build your rowing pattern without overly loading your spine. So it's great for active recovery, off days, warm-ups, cool downs, or even as a pre-post exhaustion drill. In the case of this workout, you're just focusing on doing your row pattern as if you're holding weights, but actively pulling the band apart as you pull it towards your ribs to really get that scapular retraction in those mid-traps of pulling the shoulder blades together and crunching it up between those blades. Mini band presses are essentially the same as the bent over row, again, but with an upright trunk, so easier to hold your arms in this position, but there's already, again, a lot of pump and burn going on. You're mixing grips, and you're trying to pull that band apart as you bring it to chest level, but still, as you extend the arms out in front of the body, keep tension in the band, never let it get loose. Keep constant tension to really get the rotator cuff and scapular muscles all the love they need. Fine-tune those small muscles, you'll be able to better grow those big muscles big time. By the time you get to mini band overhead presses, you're probably going to want to quit, but stay in the game. Not as challenging in some ways as the pull apart, because you actually get to go up and down with the arms, because it's hardest to keep the arms overhead, but still I'm mixing my grips, underhand, palms facing, overhand, and I'm really working on trying to get that pull apart action towards the chest shoulder area. So you're working pretty much the entire upper mid back, but also developing that pressing pattern. The press is the key to building big boulder shoulders. Now it's time to test the mental and physical stamina by getting on the ground with mini band bear crawls. Again, wrapping around the wrist, opposite arm, leg. Think about balancing a glass of water or a cone on your upper back. Don't spill it, don't let it drop. Nice and slow with the steps. This is not a speed drill. You're trying to create maximum separation between the hands to really smoke those rotator cuff muscles. Again, while working the entire anterior chain, quads, triceps, front shoulders, and obviously the abs. Great smoke show right here. After those crawls, flip over for the sibling crab walks. A lot of tricep here, a lot of posterior shoulder, and just focus on syncing up the hands and feet, keeping distance between the hands to get that maximum tension in the band. Also keep in mind, you're gonna feel more resistance through the shoulders using that band going forwards than backwards, but we're gonna go in both directions. And again, go slow, focus on syncing up the hands and feet, and get ready to build those arms and shoulders with a really simple but killer exercise. Let's chisel the chest, back, and abs with mini band push-up rows. So do a full minute on each side. Notice how I kind of loop the band around the wrist, pin it down, and then also loop it around the other wrist that's pulling. So I get a little more tension in the band. I can really get a good kind of peak contraction at the top, but only lower to the point where you feel tension in the band. Don't let it get loose. Pull all the way up, squeeze out that top position. You can mix between faster reps and slower reps or isometric holds at the top. Have fun, but just keep the hips and shoulders square and smoke it out. Push-up walkouts are already one of my favorite hip and shoulder mobility drills, especially working the lats when you go all the way overhead in front of the body, almost like an ab wheel without the wheel. Add a mini band, and now the shoulders will start screaming in a way you've never felt before. But it's also going to help create or avoid shoulder impingement type issues because of that outward tension out against the band. So keep those arms as wide as you can walking in and out. You'll get the most out of it from a bulletproofing the shoulders standpoint, and you'll really stretch it out. The mini band push-up will not only autocorrect your form and technique by keeping your elbows closer to your body at about a 30 to 45 degree angle from the trunk, it'll also activate your upper mid-back muscles more and get you better at pulling down to the bottom position so you get more reps with more strength and more overall upper body activation. Place the band above the elbows and you get the added benefit too of getting slingshot out of the bottom. Especially important now because of the fatigue that's accumulated. You won't feel as strong as you are normally on push-ups. This will help you get more reps and really focus on pumping it out. Now let's get back up on your feet with mini band multi-angle isodynamic holds. You're gonna hold at about shoulder level and one arm holds while the other arm pulls down. So you're actually working both the push-pull pattern of the shoulders, getting complete shoulder work here, and play with arms in front of the body, arms out to the side, left, and then right to get more of the lateral head or side head of the delts. So we're smoking front, middle, and rear delts, but also playing with the angle, having fun, fighting to keep one arm at shoulder level as you pull the other arm down towards the hip to get max tension in the band. The final drill is the mini band archer row. Really focus on pulling that hand as far as you can back, again, like you're about to shoot an arrow. Get a good squeeze at end range, control the return, but again, really focus on that isometric contraction as you pull out. You're gonna do both sides. Pay attention between the balance between sides. You can also play with that hand coming on a lower line of pull, middle line pull, or higher level pull towards the ear. The choice is yours. Smoke it out, get it.